Mexico is fighting back on two major pushes from Washington, but not all local politicians are on the same page. The U.S. Department of Justice is suing New Mexico over voting registration numbers, and SNAP recipients may be jumping through new hurdles. Restrictions may impact who can have EBT cards. Jackie DeFusco joins us with those SNAP restrictions, but first, Jason McNabb joins us live from a polling location with more on those voting numbers and the lawsuit against New Mexico. Jason.
Well, yeah, that's right, Shelley. The Department of Justice is claiming New Mexico is not adhering to election integrity standards by not releasing certain types of voter registration data. Now they're suing Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse Oliver and asking a federal judge to release that data.
Here's a look at the lawsuit filed in federal court on Tuesday. It asks a federal judge to demand Maggie Toulouse Oliver, New Mexico's Secretary of State, release the following data of every registered voter in New Mexico to the federal government: the voter's name, date of birth, address, and the last four digits of either a social security number or driver's license. The suit also demands it be released within 5 days. New Mexico is one of 6 states nationwide also being sued.
We're standing our ground, protecting the privacy rights of New Mexico voters.
KOAT spoke with Toulouse Oliver on Wednesday afternoon. She says her office has already given the feds all public voter data, but it won't share data they say is private.
We've asked them, 9 other secretaries of state, and I sent a letter asking them, what are you intending to use this data for? Is there, a bigger picture other than just voter list maintenance?
What's public is a person's name, their party affiliation, their year of their birth, their address, and their voter history.
KOAT's political expert Brian Sanderoff also runs polling and research and is very familiar with voter data. He says there's a reason the Department of Justice is after the private voter information.
If the federal government were to have social security numbers, driver's license numbers, the exact date of birth, then they could cross-match that information with other databases, like lists of people who are in the country illegally, or a list of people who are not eligible to vote due to other reasons, such as their age or criminal status.
While the suit alleges the state is breaking federal laws by withholding this type of information, Toulouse Oliver says New Mexico law prevents her from sharing that data with the federal government.
The rules around voting are determined by the states. There are very limited exceptions in which the federal government has any sort of ability to interfere with the election responsibilities of the state.
Now, Toulouse Oliver adds her office will, quote, always vigorously defend New Mexico's voters and the integrity of our election system. For now, reporting from Northeast Albuquerque, I'm Jason McNabb, KOAT Action 7 News.